seems like Craig Smith is a very polarizing figure because we have people on this show, and I've seen it online, where we're like, Craig Smith should be the first call you make. And others are like, heck no, stay away from that guy.
Yeah, well,
and because he went to Utah, he kind of did the Aggies dirty where I'm not going anywhere. He's telling John Hartwell, I'm not going anywhere. And then the next day he's on the Utah campus like, I'm so happy to be here. What a great day.
Yeah.
And no mention of his time at Utah State and what he just did. So it was like weird. But beyond that, like he struggled at Utah. Like he struggled to navigate transfers and NIL, couldn't quite figure it out. And since he got let go, like he hasn't like pursued other, or at least landed. I don't know how much he's pursued, but he hasn't landed any other head coaching jobs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a red flag.
Unless he's like laying in wait he was deliberately trying to wait for the Utah State job to open up again. The fact that he has not been able to land another job, like that is a red flag. Like we talk about why Gary 2.0 didn't work, and they say, oh, he's like washed up, or, people throw out accusations, some of which we don't need to go over those kind of accusations, but like the fire, the competitive fire, we kind of use that term, like it just wasn't there. Is it still there for Craig Smith? And I'd argue him not getting a head coaching job.
He's young enough there he should.
Yeah.
He should have that fire.
Like Gary Anderson should have had it. He wasn't like super old when he came back.
No.
And so like Craig Smith not getting another head coaching job like immediately, like again, the Cincinnati head coach had a job like 3 days after he got fired, it felt like.
Yeah,
like
the
he's
ink
already
was barely
at
dry on the firing notice.
Yeah. So I guess now is kind of a good time to go over this. We'll take a quick detour. We've got a couple of texts coming in on the subject as well. So I did the dive. And mind you, there's not really a database of this kind of stuff. Like who's had a second stint with the university. You either have to know it, find somebody who does know it, or in my case, bully an AI model to feed you as many cases that it can find. And I went with that third one because, believe it or not, I don't know the coaching histories of 366 Division I college basketball programs. So I came up with 7, although there's actually an 8th. 9 through and 5 actually put one in there yesterday that didn't show up in my AA model. So that's where I need to emphasize that this is probably an incomplete list. I had to bully it from 2 up to 7 because it gave me 2. And I was like, I know there are more than that because I can think of, give me more. So I bullied a computer this morning. That's what I did.
And who'd you come up with?
So we got a couple that I guess kind of worked out. Sean Miller at Xavier. First stint, 2004-2009. 5 seasons. Went 120-47. That's a 72% win percentage.
Solid.
Left for Arizona. Eventually that tenure petered out. Comes back to Xavier in 2022. 3 seasons. Went 65-40. He went to 2 NCAA tournaments with Xavier. Didn't win any conference titles, but still 2 NCAA tournaments. Winning record, 62 winning percentage. Like not as high as the first, but I guess it kind of works out. But then he goes off and runs off for Texas.
Yeah,
that's where he's at now.
Yeah.
So he buggered off after the second stint too. So I don't know if that counts as working out because he did the exact same thing as the first time after an even shorter tenure. Richie McKay is the only other one I could really find out that I guess kind of worked. He coached at Liberty for 2 seasons from 2007 to 2009. He went 39-28. It was all right. He went, I think, 16-16 one year and a 20-plus win season the next year. He goes off to be an associate head coach at Virginia until 2015. Comes back to Liberty and has had a whale of a tenure for Liberty so far. He's at 7 regular season titles in 8 seasons across the ASUN and Conference USA.
Yeah.
4 conference tournament titles. Like he's 259-114 in his second stint. He's at almost 300 wins when you include his first stint just at Liberty. I don't know if that counts though. Like 2 decent-ish, 1 mediocre season, 1 decent season, leaves for a while, comes back, and then becomes your legendary head coach. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah.
But it's there. It is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you have Joe Scott. He went 51-63 in his first tenure, so he wasn't even that successful. He did win a regular season championship in the Mountain West with Air Force of all teams. Then he came back in 2020 and, well, we know how this latest stint went. It didn't go particularly well.
Not good.
46 and 123. David Leitao at DePaul. I butchered his last name. He went 58 and 34 over 3 seasons. Left, came back, went 69 and 112. Thad Matta, we mentioned him, 24 and 8 in 1 season at Butler. So 1 season. Left, came back. He is their current head coach. He has a 63 and 69 record in 4 seasons. Steve Prohm, I actually had the pleasure of meeting him this year. Murray State head coach, 2011 to 2015, had some fantastic seasons. Wonderful run for Murray State. They go 104 and 29 in his 4 seasons. NCAA tournament appearances, conference tournaments, all the works. He went back from 2022 to 2025, went 45 and 52. Sub 500 record. Don't think he had a winning season in his return. Joe Dooley at East Carolina, 4 seasons, was a little above 500 in those 4 seasons, came back, had a sub 400 win percentage. And then 9 through 15 brought up Quanzo Martin at Missouri State. And I looked him up, and he's currently their head coach, but he's not been successful in his second tenure either. I closed the window. Oh, no, never mind. I have it. First tenure, first season, he was rebuilding a program and went 11 and 20, but then he went 24 and 12, 26 and 9, left, came back, went 9 and 23 2 years ago, 16 and 18 this season. Which I guess improvement, but still a losing record in his second tenure. So like when I talk about just having a blanket policy of no returning head coaches, the vague knowledge of these kind of stints and hearing about some of those like Joe Scott and some of these others, like just knowing that second tenures never work and knowing a little bit more about football, but knowing how some of those gone in football. It's this kind of stuff that is why, like, as good as Craig Smith was, and as much as I liked his first tenure, as much as I like Craig Smith as a person, and, knowing that memories of his tenure at Utah State are well remembered and with good reason. This data, this stuff, it says right there, all that. That's why I say no. Blanket no. Heck no. I know he's been a good coach, but for this reason alone, this stuff, this is why I say no.
Let's get through a couple quick texts before we hit another timeout. I'm going to try to jump around and get those that are specific to Craig Smith since we're on this topic. 3994, first-time texter. Thanks for chiming in on the text line. I'll play devil's advocate for Craig because I think it is going to happen. I get the gripes about his recruiting, but he still produced 2 NBA role players, and a third was drafted in Shulga. Kiba Keita at BYU was his recruit as well, and let's not forget Raleigh Worcester. Program was also DOA when he got here, and he completely turned it around quicker than anyone thought possible. First, I don't think it was DOA when he got here.
It's mediocre, but the sentiment is potential exaggeration besides the point stands.
Never missed the NCAA tournament while he was there. Imagine that with 10 times the resources he had back then and when he was with Utah. I hope his passion is still there because if he's successful, I don't think he leaves for 20 years.
Yeah, like if Craig Smith came back and panned out, fantastic. I'd prefer him over, if we got 2018 Craig Smith, he'd probably be the best coaching candidate, knowing what we know about that tenure. It's this data and all that stuff. And I get like the recruiting. Like I've defended Craig Smith, and this is more ammo. Like again, Shulga, helping to develop Merrill. Obviously, he didn't recruit him, but developing Merrill into the player that he became. Mind you, he might have been on that trajectory anyway. He was doing well before Smith got there, but
competitive
still,
guy, but
built a system around him that helped turn him into an NBA player. Brought in Amish Keta again, Shulga, Stephen Ashworth. I can't remember if Ashworth was a specific Craig Smith recruit, but if he didn't recruit him, he had to re-recruit him because he came in during Smith's tenure. Was there for his kind of formative, I think, freshman, sophomore, although Ryan Odom kind of perfected, the Utah State version of Stephen Ashworth. But yeah, Raleigh Worcester, all these guys, they were good players that Craig Smith brought in. So, like, he's a good coach. But again, there's kind of a host of small reasons. So I appreciate the devil's advocate because there isn't just a one side that we're presenting. I'm just saying this is, to me, overwhelms the potential positives because there is a big risk at trying this retread because you think it works out for all these guys. You think, let's bring Steve Prohm back for Murray State. Didn't work out for all potential reasons.